actually answered all the questions and didn't realise it wasn't filming. Okay, so welcome back to my channel, guys. The setting's a little bit different, but I thought I'd film outside today because it's just gorgeous. Who wants to be cooped up inside when the sun's out? Like, especially not in the UK, no thanks. So I asked on my Instagram story a couple days ago, or a few days ago, or maybe a few weeks ago, depending on when we get this out, what you wanted to know about my tattoo experience, because I actually got a tattoo for the first time very recently. I went to Vaporwave Tattoo Studios in London, and the studio is beautiful. It's such a relaxing space. It was just such a great experience. Okay, I really hope you guys can hear me because it's kind of breezy. I was to say let me know, but by the time you can hear me, this will be done. Anyway, so the first question I got was, is my phone alive? So the first question I got was, what was the pain rating and the aftercare like? Pain rating, I would say it was very bearable for one. I would say the pain rating was about a 4 or 5 for the most part. At times it did get a little bit spicy, as the artist described it. I feel like that's a really accurate word. When it was like that, I would say it was more like a 7, but again, I still feel like it was a really bearable pain. And personally, I think I have potentially got quite a high pain tolerance, so that might be part of it. Another question was I nervous? Honestly, I feel like I hyped the pain up. I really feel like it's bearable, and if you want a tattoo, don't think about the pain, think about how it's gonna look. That's what the artist told me, and I was kind of like, okay. But really and truly, if you want it, just go ahead and do it. In terms of the aftercare, it's super simple, super easy. I've actually had my ears pierced and my nose pierced, and generally the rule is less is more. Like, you don't need to overdo the aftercare, because if you do, you can irritate your skin and end up getting an infection anyway, so it kind of defeats the point. But the artist literally just told me to wash the tattoo twice a day, pat it dry with kitchen towel and not like regular towel or tissue, because it can get stuck in the tattoo. Treat it like an open wound, make sure it gets lots of air, no friction rubbing on the tattoos. Try not to wear anything tight, anything with straps, like if you can go bra free, and that's for 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks I think. Yeah, just keep it clean and like less is more. Use a fragrance free wash. Don't use anything with fragrance in it. I used a Faith in Nature fragrance-free wash that I got from Holland & Barrett. Any fragrance-free wash will do, probably something gentle like Castile soap if you can get that, any liquid soap. I was going to get a soap bar because like I'm conscious of the environment and the plastic packaging, but in this case I got the liquid one because I think handheld soaps can harbour bacteria, which is not harmful generally. Like, a bit of bacteria is fine, it's not going to kill you, but in terms of using it to treat like an open wound kind of situation, I don't think it's the best option. That's just me personally. Also, all organic coconut oil to moisturise the tattoo afterwards, because again, anything that's not organic or like registered organic might not be pure. My tattoo artist also recommended cocoa butter because she felt like that keeps the skin moisturised for longer. I just used organic coconut oil because that's what I already bought, and she said that that's fine too. I feel like it's healed so well. I'll insert a picture so that you can see how it's healed in comparison to when I first got it done. But yeah, less is more for aftercare, honestly. You don't want to overdo it. During healing, it gets itchy. The tattoo gets itchy because the skin is healing. It's trying to close itself up. Do not scratch it. You could damage the tattoo, you could damage the skin. For me, it only lasted a couple of days. A few days, I would say, and it was on and off, it wasn't all the time. Once it passes, you're good. I actually met someone who still experiences itchy skin, and she's had her tattoo for a while, but that might be something to do with using red ink, and I didn't use red ink, so for me that hasn't been an issue, thankfully. But I guess different inks can have different ingredients, so you might want to do some more research on that, because I'm a newbie and I don't know very much on that kind of thing. Ultimately, I've treated this like it's a permanent thing, because aside from the fact that you technically can get it removed, it is permanent, and getting it removed is not worth the hassle, in my opinion. Unless it's really terrible, but that's why I feel like you should do your research, think about it properly before you go in and get something tattooed on your body. I really love the look of red ink, and maybe would like some myself, but I don't know that you can get vegan red ink. That's not to put anybody off. It probably doesn't happen with everyone, and everyone responds differently to different inks and different things, but that's just something to consider. For me, I just wanted to keep it simple for my first tattoo, and so that I could see the design clearly and not overcomplicate things in my mind. And now that it's healed, colour has lightened up slightly. It was very black when it first went on, but that was just like because it was fresh. Now it's kind of more skin-like, which I really appreciate actually, because it looks more like it's settled in. It's become more part of my vessel, part of the image. Okay, I can't remember which question I last answered, but let's see what's next. Would I get another tattoo, and what's the meaning of the one that I have? Yes, I 100% would get another tattoo. I definitely want more. I've heard people say when you get your first one, after that it's addictive. I definitely agree. I don't know exactly what it was called or like what the tattoo artist would call it, but the ink I used was vegan ink. My tattoo ink being vegan was really important to me. That was one of the first questions I would always ask if I came across a tattoo artist whose work I liked. I tried to reach out to them and ask, what's in your ink? Is it vegan? And most of the time it's a yeah. Most tattoo artists, from what I could tell, within my realm of research anyway, used vegan inks. With red ink, I've heard it's a little bit more complex. I think some of the dyes in the ink maybe would use animal-based ingredients for the pigment. Again, you'd have to do a bit more research on that because that's not really my realm of expertise. Personally, I stayed away from red ink anyway, especially for the first tattoo. It looks really nice, but I've heard there can be some minor complications with it. So I just thought for the first one, I would stick with something simple. So I went with black ink. I think it's black. Black? I don't think it's green ink, I think it's black. It went on black and now it's like lightened up a little bit. It's pretty much healed completely now, and the tattoo itself is slightly lighter in colour. It's like, I guess when you paint a picture and the ink dries, it can lighten up. I feel like it's healed really well. I'm happy with how it's come out. I feel like it suits me. Okay, so next question. How long did it take? It took an hour and a half roughly. That's my estimation because I didn't check the time the whole time. Her name is Shantae. She's lovely. She made the experience super enjoyable. We chatted the whole time and that helped pass the time. I didn't really feel like I was waiting for it to be over. And I feel like I even said to her at one point, the pain is starting to feel nice. I don't know if that's like strange. I guess she thought it was because she laughed and called me a weirdo. I got used to the pain. It was really just a sensation. I wouldn't even call it pain. And then we just were locked into conversation really, and then the time flew and she was done. So I don't know if it was an hour and a half or 2.5 hours at this point, but it wasn't that long. She asked me if I wanted to take a break at any point, and I honestly felt like I could just keep going until it was done, so I did. And this is coming from somebody who was like terrified of getting a tattoo because I didn't like needles. I don't like needles. It's just like the needle just kind of grazes on your skin. It doesn't skim, it goes deeper than that obviously, but it kind of just glides across your skin and it's like a vibrating sensation with a little bit of a persistent sting. If you can get into a meditative state, then it's fine. It's really fine. Even if you can't, you just keep your mind occupied, just breathe. Breathing deeply is the most important thing. Then it's completely fine, I would say, personally. Yeah, I was nervous to get it done, and I thought about it for a long time, at least a year. Before which I was like, I would never get a tattoo ever, like I'm not, that kind of pain is not the kind of pain I can put up with. And then I completely did a 180 because I started to see tattoos I really liked and I thought, oh, that would look good on me, I want this. So I just ended up changing my tune completely. Yeah, have I always wanted one? No, as you could tell. But now I want more, let's be real, I want more. Like, especially with the artist in me thinking, this would look good with this one that I have now. Like, oh, what about the placement of other ones? I want to turn it into like, I want to be a masterpiece. Like, I know I am, but I really want to embellish. You know what I mean? I want to decorate. Last question. Oh, would I get another tattoo, and what's the meaning of the one I have? Yeah, 100% would get another tattoo. It costs money as well, so like, let's slow down. let's slow down. But it's honestly one of the best investments that I've made. It's an investment in myself and my appearance and my joy, and I want to really think about each one and the meaning of each one and the relevance of each one. Like I said, I'm an artist, I have an artist brain. I don't think I would get anything random, and definitely not meaningless, because this is my vessel. I want to decorate it like in a way that makes me feel good. I don't want to get anything random or generic. I really want them to be unique, and to suit me and my personality and my vessel. So I got 3 leaves, and I'll insert a clearer picture so you guys can see. And I've actually forgotten the name of the leaf. The funny story behind it is I bought this houseplant book from the charity shop, and I just thought it was really endearing. It's like this plant book from 1985, and the images inside were just so gorgeous, so detailed, and they looked like they were lovingly painted. And there was a list of types of, I was looking at one of the lists and there was no image for it, and I just looked it up and I thought it was such a beautiful leaf. The way it grows is like, it clings to anything that it grows up, and it hugs was the word that was used, it hugs what it grows on. And I just thought that was amazing. Like I wanted something that shows growth and affection in a way, nature being affectionate and providing comfort in return for support. I just thought that was beautiful. So I thought, yeah, I'll get that tattooed on me. It's not generic, it's meaningful. So that's the story behind that. It's definitely worth the commitment to this beautiful piece of artwork. I think I've kind of already answered the rest of the questions, maybe including this one, but yeah, I was super nervous, to be honest, at first, but I was at the point where I really wanted to just have it done now, because I've been thinking about it for at least a year, and I thought, okay, I'm ready now, let me just bite the bullet and do it. I told like one person, and I just did it because I just thought, I don't want to be convinced out of doing it, talked out of doing it. I don't want to be like, I don't want to feel more nervous. Not that people go out of their way necessarily to make you feel what kind of way. I just wanted to do it and not think about it too much. And I'm so happy that I did. It was a great experience, and I'm looking forward to having it done again. And I want to thank Shantae for making it such an easy, enjoyable experience. We had an amazing chat, and she's just a lovely, lovely person. She's really good at what she does. If you want to get a tattoo, just do it. Live your life, mate. Live your life. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I answered all the questions satisfactorily. But I hope it inspired you to do a bit more research and then just go for it. Just make sure you're clued up, that you know how to look after it afterwards, and that there's nothing to worry about. If you have any more questions, then feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this video, and if you're thinking about getting a tattoo yourself, or do you have tattoos? What have your experiences been? It might help somebody else, could help me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.